Alright you guys, this one is going to be a mixed bag of emotions because we're going to have some good news, some bad news, and I guess some neutral news to talk about. But just so you know, we're going to be talking about the RTX 3060 Ultra, we're going to be talking about PC hardware getting ever slightly more expensive, and about the 6700 XT, and of course some mining things, because it's apparently 2021 and we can't get away from what has happened previously in 2018. So let me just start with the price increases that we're going to be experiencing in 2021. And if you don't remember, I've done a video talking about how PC hardware might become more expensive in 2021, and you can go and check that video after you're done with this one. But I included a lot more things over there, and I've also done a video telling you that TSMC and a lot of fabs are going to be increasing their prices for their partners. So there you have it. Things are going to be a lot more expensive for everyone who's going to want to build a PC next, well, not next year, in the next couple of months, I reckon, because ASUS has just confirmed that they're going to be raising prices for their GPUs and motherboards, and I would assume that some other components are going to follow shortly. But if you would just allow me to read what they have said, so to quote them, they said that their new MSRP reflects increases in cost for components, operating costs, and logistical activities, plus a continuation of import tariffs. Additional models may see an increase as we move further into Q1. And just to tell you what that means in layman's terms, well, we're going to only be raising prices for now for the ASUS TUF and Strix models, because that's the models that they were referring to. And you know, if some dumb tariffs are going to be applied because of some dumb trade war that is happening at the moment, we might be increasing our prices yet again, especially if mining is going to be an issue yet again, and we're going to decide to sell to Cryptominers and all of that good stuff. So I'm not trying to bash ASUS, and by the way, I own ASUS products and I love these guys, but all of those things that are happening are not necessarily going to make things better if you want to build yourself a gaming PC in the upcoming, couple of months. And it's not only ASUS that is going to be affected by this, it's going to affect both EVGA and Gigabyte, and it's going to affect all of the other companies like MSI, Zotac, and whatever PC manufacturing company that you can think about right now. So I guess think about it. Plan your builds ahead, and I'm not trying to do any fear mongering, because with a bit of luck things might get better, although with the new tariffs that are being imposed right now, I also don't really see that happening. However, I also promised that we are going to be talking about some good news, but haha, we're not going to be doing that right now. Instead, I decided to tell you more about Cryptominers, because if you have seen the picture of 78 PNY RTX 3080 graphics cards and thought to yourself, man, I guess this is an isolated case, well, apparently it's not. It's happening in a lot of places, because mining for Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies has become so, well, good for them and for everyone who's mining cryptocurrencies with GPUs right now, so much so that they're making $20,000 a month, and we're talking about profits over here. And if you would like to know for whatever reason how they're doing this, I'm going to leave a link in the video description, but I am not endorsing crypto mining, and I guess I don't know, I'm not going to comment on cryptocurrencies in general, but for the love of what's good and for PC gaming, please don't start mining. And I'm also thinking a little bit at what Nvidia has tried to fix about, I think it was like a couple of months or a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember exactly, but here's a picture that Video Cards has shared from Nvidia, and they were trying to fix some issues with NiceHash and other cryptocurrency software. And sorry to tell you, Nvidia, I don't think a lot of us think that that's an issue. I think that's a feature that cryptocurrency software doesn't work on your graphics cards properly. So maybe don't fix it. And if you have, then yeah, kind of sad, because if you didn't know, Nvidia also sold about $175 million worth of RTX 3080 GPUs, and I think those 78 that we have seen are not those that were mentioned over there, because that would have been like a way bigger scalper price for them. So yeah. But speaking of some good news, apparently we're going to get the RX 6700 and the 6700 XT, but of course I also have to bring some bad news. They're not going to be released at the end of January as we were expecting about 2 months ago, and I've done a video talking about them as well. Instead, the newest report from Kaukatland told us that we're going to presumably see those graphics cards launch sometime in March, or at the end of March to be more precise. And we also don't have a lot of information about them other than VRAM. It's going to have 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It's going to have a TDP of about 185 to 210 if I remember correctly, otherwise you're going to see the information on screen. And the same goes for the 6700, because that one is going to have up to 160 watts in terms of TDP, so you can expect that these graphics cards are going to go head to head against the 3060 and the 3060 Ti. And if I'm going to find more information about them, because presumably we might get some information about the 6700 series at CES 2021 from Dr. Lisa Su, and that should take place on January 12th at about 7 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, you're going to see that either on screen or in the video description down below. And speaking of CES, I'm going to be making more coverage talking about laptops, so if you guys were wondering about why this video is not about that, I'm working on another video aside from this one. Now, talking about the possibly the best news, I guess, because a lot of people want more GPUs, the RTX 3060. However, this one is really dumb in the naming scheme, of course, because it's apparently going to be the RTX 3060 Ultra, so not the Super as I reported previously, and not the Ti because that one already exists, but the Ultra. And come on, Nvidia, like, why? Of course, I also don't know if this is necessarily true, because I've seen a post saying that this might be fake, but according to WCCF Tech, they think that this one is indeed going to be the RTX 3060 Ultra. Now, if you're a complete newbie or didn't even care about the whole naming scheme, we previously had Super GPUs, and those were introduced with the RTX 20 series, just so you know, and they were also featured alongside the Ti, which, you know, Ti has been living since the 400 series, 500 series from Nvidia. I can't remember exactly. Either way, it's been it's been on the market for way longer than Super was. So back with the RTX 20 series, we've seen the RTX 2060, 2060 Super, but no Ti. The 2060 was just that. The 2060 Super was a little bit closer to the RTX 2070, so they had pretty much the same performance. They were like within 2 to 3% of each other. The 2070 Super was pretty much a 2080, but the 2080 Super was not a 2090 because we didn't have a 2090, and it wasn't even a 2080 Ti. They were like more farther apart, should I say, about 8 to 10%, depending on which benchmarks you were looking at. So this year, apparently, we're getting the 3060 Ti and we're getting the 3060 Ultra. Dumb naming scheme, whatever the difference is going to be, but my theory is that we might be getting the 3060 Ultra, and this is going to be the 12 gigabyte version, and we're also going to be getting the 3060, which is going to be the 6 gigabyte version, and we already know that we're going to be getting the 6 and 12 gigabyte versions of these GPUs, because we've seen leaks from ASUS and from Lenovo. However, we haven't seen them talking about any of the Ultra or Super series, so I'm not sure what is going to happen with these GPUs, but I think we're going to find out more at CES 2021, but I most certainly hope that they're not going to be calling them Ultra, because that is going to be even more confusing than what Super was last couple of years. But like I was saying, we're going to be most probably finding out more at CES 2021, and if we're talking about CES 2021, go check out my playlist where I'm talking about the next generation of laptops, because they're going to be unveiled right over there. And here's a sneak peek of a laptop that might be there. So hopefully I'm going to see you guys in the next video. I'm just gonna try to edit this one, then work on the second one, and we might have another one. Either way, thanks a ton for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.